when she faced the toughest critics of all. Back in 1988, they were ready to attack during her 5-month stint on Broadway. But most loved her, even adored her, even when she apparently confused one performance with another.
It felt like really good sex.
Her driving need to prove herself as a modern-day Monroe may be the only challenge left. Leonard Maltin believes she can do it.
I think she has the potential to be a great movie star, and she even has the potential to become a really good actress. She's not a bad actress now, but I think, you know, in time, she might even prove to be better by working at it.
Working against her, who she is and what she is. No ordinary starlet. Madonna raged when Disney was unable to change her shooting schedule to accommodate her timetable. She fired off a facetious fax to producer Joe Roth. In it, she spat. After being involved in such projects as Revenge of the Nerds, you are certainly qualified to speak about the art of acting and great filmmaking. Eerily, she signed it Dida, Madonna's alter ego name borrowed from a 30s silver screen goddess. Her next movie will be Snake Eyes. Critic Martin Grove can't wait.
I think Madonna's impact on Hollywood has been nil. She hasn't been in a movie that she's carried that's worked. And I think people want to know, you know, what is it about Madonna that makes her think she can carry a big movie?
Wish me luck.
She's gonna need it. Whispers of pre-Madonna type arguments on the set of her new movie Snake Eyes include Madonna insisting the entire crew wear black so as not to disturb her concentration.
Now, do you think in her next movie she'll listen to the critics and tone down the sex scenes?
Nah! Eleanor, you be sure to keep our party hot while I'm up here with Slam. Now, he's never before gone on record about what really went on behind ambition. Welcome, thank you for being with us. When I saw the Truth or Dare documentary, the impression was that you were all one happy family, with Madonna sort of like mum in charge of everybody. Are you still a happy family today?
Oh no, we're definitely not a happy family anymore.
Why?
That's for sure. Because after the movie Truth or Dare, it's like I never talked to her anymore, nothing. And even during the tour, I mean, the movie makes it look like we were this big family, but it was not like that. I mean, we were a family, but not like she was the mother and we would go to her with all our problems. It wasn't like that.
So the family broke up after the movie had been finished?
Definitely, but it wasn't even that close of a family during the whole tour.
Really?
They just made it look like that, but it wasn't that close.
It looked so tight while you were all there, having so much fun. Now, there was also a controversy, if my memory's right, about this becoming a very successful movie and you all sort of being forgotten, right?
Yeah, definitely.
What happened?
So because when we always knew it was going to be a documentary, the movie, and then she told us, well, if the movie is going to become a success, you dancers will get some money. Then it became a success in Europe, everywhere, and we never got a dime, nothing.
Donato, nothing. Well, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Now, is there a Madonna that we see on the screen that doesn't let us see who she really is? Who is Madonna, really?
To me, what I know from on tour, she's really deep inside, she's a very sensitive, sweet person. And she's actually also very insecure.
Very insecure.
Especially with other women around. Because then we would have parties and there would never be beautiful women around. Because it makes her, she panics, she freaks about that.
Was that a Madonna rule? Rule one?
Definitely, yeah. Only man.
If you had the opportunity, because I know that Madonna is watching tonight, to talk directly to her, I would like you to talk directly now to Madonna and give her a little message from your heart, Slam.
Okay. Madonna, what I always wanted to ask you, because I thought we were really good friends and I trusted you, and not because of who you are or what you do and everything. I just don't understand. I mean, you could have at least given me a phone call or something to let me know about the movie and everything, but just nothing. And at that point, it really hurts me. It hurt me, but I guess that's just life.
Well, I hope that at some point you can patch up. You'd like to be friends again, right?
Yeah, but
you'd also like to get paid again, right?
Definitely, definitely.
So there you go, Madonna. Give him some money and you'll all be happy again. But you've got your own career now building for you, which we wish you a lot of luck with. Thank you, Slam, for being with us here this evening. What's very clear is that where Madonna is, there's controversy. You're going to get the opportunity to see and hear Slam before the end of the show. Remember, where there's controversy, there's also a lot of money to be made.
Good.
It's nonconformist, radical.
This is something that's not taught at the Harvard Business School, which is probably why she's making more money than IBM or General Motors these days.
It's independent and extremist.
What you have to understand about Madonna, I think almost every waking moment is work, and she probably dreams about her work.
It's bohemian, renegade.
I mean, what is Madonna desperately seeking? That's what I really don't know. But whatever it is, it keeps her out there.
Madonna is maverick. More precisely, it's her new multimedia entertainment company formed with the giant Time Warner. People magazine's Madonna expert believes the mega deal will finally satisfy her deepest craving.
Hungriest artist alive, I think, is Madonna. I really don't know what she wants, but I think that she's determined to get it and get it threefold. And I think that she's got the energy and the savvy that having her with a huge company is probably a smart idea.
Warner gets for its up to $60 million investment is multifaceted Madonna under one label. It's records, music publishing, television, and movies. It's merchandising and books, and it's all controlled by the one-woman money box. Should the conglomerate not recoup its investment, she'll have to refund the company from her music earnings. But don't worry about Madonna. She negotiated a whopping 20% royalty for every album sold. Maverick's publishing debut was her sex book, 500,000 copies at $50 a pop. Little wonder mighty Forbes magazine and its editor ranks her as America's smartest businesswoman.
Madonna has something better than a Harvard MBA or a degree, and that is she has a sixth sense, what you might call a green thumb. Just as some people can grow flowers better than the rest of us, they have a feel for it, or take a recipe and turn it into something beautiful, she has a feel for entertainment. Sense both in entertainment and in business, and she's combined the two in a way that has been extraordinary success. What she does is she took a leaf from Detroit, the auto industry, which the auto industry forgot, and that is the annual model change. She has gone through a number of personas over the years. It's always hit the market in a way that it benefited to her, at least in terms of money and particularly with publicity. And she also hasn't stood still in the sense of being passive in the conduct and running of her life. She has plenty of accountants, lawyers, handlers, PR people, but she runs them rather than the other way around.
The man behind Madonna reportedly receives 10 to 15% of everything she earns. That's enough to make the manager a millionaire many times over. Vanity Fair's Madonna maven got a chance to quiz him about their financial goals.
Freddie and Madonna share one thing in common, he told me, which is that, you know, enough is never enough. And no matter how successful they are, they still want more. And he said, we'll never have enough, never. What I felt when I met her was somebody who was absolutely, totally, completely focused on her product, which is herself. And she really is so driven and so maniacally driven and compulsive about her work that you realize that you're in the presence of somebody who's just sort of like a locomotive coming down the track.
Madonna's work ethic even extends to workouts, which are public events amid paparazzi and fans. Yet the star who may just have sold her soul for a negotiable image sets rules for her probing public.
I draw the line when I get to my house. And I go up my driveway, that's where the line is, you know. Wherever I live, you know, that should be sacred.
She has 3 homes. First, the Miami mansion for which she paid a hair under $5 million and used as a setting for her sex book. A G-strings throw from her Sign of the Times, the $5 million retreat screams Tinseltown status, hit movie or not. The 9-story castle was once overseen by mobster Bugsy Siegel from a 160-foot tower. Read into that what you will. Then there's the Manhattan Co-op filled with the Material Girls Museum quality artwork. It's eclectic, yet strictly mega dollar. The prize collection ranks Madonna among America's top 100 collectors. But she's also a star back from her incredible fortune. Her charity is AIDS, a cause near to her heart since so many of her friends have died from the dreaded disease. She is a top fundraiser.
And I'm hopeful that we can conquer this disease. Thank you.
How rich is Madonna? The record fortune has set her for life in multimillionaire status. People's David Hutchins has the last word on the material girl.
Madonna is not going away. That's a guarantee. But it's the direction in which she goes that I guess keeps us all out there, reading, watching, listening, and being exhausted.
Now, Robin, you're the expert on fame and fortune. How much of a material girl is she, really?
Well, Eleanor, in a single year, she's earned as much as $31 million. And that works out to over $590,000 a week. And that's just about $1 for every second of the day and night. Smart and stylish Eleanor is on the runway with the dressed up, or perhaps I should say, undressed report.
Blonde, brunette, Madonna will do just about anything to cap her look. Her inspiration is either a gag or she really believes she's a work of art.
I am my own painting. See, I am my own experiment. I am my own work of art.
To critics who call her a shameless marketeer, the icon artist says, to bleach their own.
It's not so calculated. It's however I feel at the time. I don't sit in my room and go, okay, in 3 weeks, I will have brown hair, I will wear a green dress, and I will say 5 nasty words in one day. I mean, it's not that way. It's the way it is. It's very spontaneous.
Fashion's evangelist only has to turn her coif for disciples, devotees, and just plain wannabes to follow suit. Madonna became the idol of international fashion designers by turning haute couture inside out. Underwear became outerwear, a concept as thunderingly simple as it is sinful. The mere thought of clothing Madonna makes a heart skip a beat in the heady world of runway and rail-thin girls. But not every fashion honcho is quite so enamored with the girl who undressed for success. Robin talked with the prickly designer of the annual worst dressed list. Never one to mince words, Mr. Blackwell was on form.
She's an insult to American women. I think of Madonna as trash. I think of Madonna as the dictionary describes the word grunge.
Top photographer Francesco Scavullo disagrees. After focusing on the world's beauties, just one look was all it took to convince him that Madonna was destined for greatness.
It was magic. I mean, the camera loved her. I mean, the camera just wanted to keep taking pictures. Madonna just had a wonderful, beautiful look. She was fresh, she was young, she had a very individual way of dressing. She slowly began to know more and more what she wanted and who she was and what she wanted to look like. And that's very important. She knows what's good.
Like it or not, Madonna's impact on fashion is enormous. With me now is Charlotte Krupp. She's an editor of Glamour magazine. Now, what do you think about that, the impact that she has?
I think Madonna's impact is considerable among a very small segment of the population.
Like?
Girls 12 to 16, but adult women who have their own personal style are not rushing out to buy a gold-capped tooth.
Now, you're an adult woman, but your business is style. What do you think her best look was in all the history of Madonna?
Since Madonna's look really appeals to young women, that like a virgin look where she was just wrapped in femininity, but underneath was substance and strength, pendants. It was a great look because it's easy to do. You can get it at the mall, and it was just so much fun. It just had such a spirit about it.
And people are still wearing it, actually.
Absolutely.
At the malls.
And the lingerie business just went through the roof.
Now, what do you think her worst look is? Absolute worst.
Bottom, absolute
Yes.
worst, Heidi gone mental. When Madonna appeared at her book party, she looked like a Swiss who missed.
I know, I agree with you.
Little, looked like little cones for braids, lots of cleavage. And she was carrying for effect a little stuffed animal, a lamb, and it just didn't work. It's supposed to be innocent and childlike, but
Now, we're looking into the future a little bit here. For an exclusive first in fashion, we asked top designers to look into the future for the material girl's next look. Charlotte, now what do you see in the vision? We've got Dolce & Gabbana coming up here. What does this say
Well,
to you?
Dolce & Gabbana, if anyone would have a read on Madonna, it would be them because she's a big fan of theirs and vice versa. She's very into androgyny right now. She's wearing a beret, and she's wearing a lot of menswear, but since it's on paper, forget it. No way.
Carol Little, she's already doing
Carol
this, right?
Little is 10 years behind Madonna. She was doing a belly button way back in 1984, and those bell bottoms are straight out of Holiday.
Okay, Nicole Miller has taken a leap here.
Nicole Miller, sorry, Rasta Madonna, no. It's too much East Village street urchin. We saw it in Desperately Seeking Susan with the tons of bangles all over it. No, wrong.
Now, what about Andre Van Pierre?
Well, that's very funny because a lot of people think that Madonna should become like a Mother Teresa right now to do a reversal of the image that she's currently in, but no, forget it, never will see that.
And Betsy Johnson?
This is funny. I mean, Betsy obviously heard that Madonna does want to have a baby and she does want it to be a gay boy, but...
Oh, she said that?
Yes, yes, but no. Maternity Madonna, I don't think we're going to see that.
Now, I have one more question. How important is it for an entertainer like Madonna to keep reinventing herself?
Well, Madonna has made the makeover a career move, and what she's done is up the stakes for other singers that are like her. Paula Abdul, Janet Jackson, every time they do an album now, they feel that they have to represent their look. Right, but we've seen how Madonna has changed from 180 degrees. Her looks now is really dark and depressing.
Well, I can't wait to see the future. Thank you, Charlotte.
Many believe that Madonna is a frontline fighter for feminism. Others argue she'll say just about anything to get noticed. We're going to meet two experts with very opposing views on Madonna. We're going to go head-to-head with Susan Carpenter McMillan, a spokesperson for the conservative pro-family media coalition. And then Adam Saxton, a staunch Madonna supporter whose bestseller, Desperately Seeking Madonna, chronicles the artist's impact on modern culture. The question, does Madonna use her enormous influence in a positive or negative way? Adam.
I think she uses her influence in a positive way. Her self-appointed task is to be as outrageous as possible, and she's done that job to date very well.
Adam, I think that is so ridiculous because this is a woman who thinks nothing but going to the bank. This is a woman who promotes violence against women. This is a woman who promotes animal sex. This is a woman who is the most awful role model that you could ever imagine for 13-year-old children. Let me give you a perfect example. When her book that she just had shows all of her so-called little perverted fantasies, in there, 13 and 14-year-old children who sleep with their dogs, take their dogs for a walk and have fun, called Little Rover. She had a dog as a sex object for her pleasure. Now, I'm sorry. I don't think that that is the kind of role model that she should be.
Adam, how do you respond to that?
My response to that is very simple. This sex book of hers was marketed to adults. It's for adults. It's for adult consumption, not for children's consumption. It shouldn't have been read by children.
The big question that we're asking everybody here tonight is, has Madonna gone too far?
Again, I don't think she's gone far enough.
Not far enough.
Not far enough. What she's all about is going beyond all of the prior boundaries, offending everybody if she can, and she hasn't yet done that, and so I think she's going to continue to move in that direction, and I think that's terrific.
What next, Adam? Do we now have the toilet life of Madonna? Are we going to have Madonna Whippets in a couple of years? I mean, there's really nothing left for this woman to do. She's degraded women. She's degraded animals. She's degraded children. She's degraded men. She's degraded all of society. There's nothing left but, you know, the toilet life of Madonna.
I disagree. I don't think she's degraded any of these people. I think what she's done is to encourage debate, discussion, and I think there's not enough of that in American life, and I think anybody who encourages more of that is doing the right thing.
Is there a little bit of a double standard at play here about what men can do, what women can't do, and vice versa?
Absolutely. Put it this way. Madonna has done all sorts of things that she would be getting away with very easily were she a man. We're not sitting here discussing whether Mick Jagger is disgusting, whether Elvis Presley went too far, whether Jim Morrison overstepped various bounds, and so forth.
I'm not going to take sides, but the thought of seeing any of those gentlemen doing some of the things that Madonna's done scarifies me.
I have got to tell you, that is an outrageous answer, and I think that's very typical male of you to say that, because Madonna is surviving because of the double standard. I'll tell you, if you went to a fashion show and unveiled your maleness, you would be arrested. But Madonna can go to a fashion show and show up topless, and she's called chic. I'm sorry. This is a woman who is telling men, look at my breasts, not my brain. I find her offensive.
Susan, should she be a good role model because she is such a superstar?
Well, I'll tell you, we were talking earlier, and I've got to tell you, if you think Madonna is a feminist, Jeffrey Dahmer is a vegetarian, she absolutely is harmful to women. She's gone too far. We've already got a society that's sliding downhill, and what this woman is doing is bankrolling how far she can push the limits.
Adam?
Where is it written that it is Madonna's job to be a role model? Again, we never asked...
Should she have the responsibility because she is such a success?
She never asked for that responsibility. Again, neither did Elvis Presley, neither did Mick Jagger. We don't hold those people accountable in a similar way, and I don't think we should her. The only reason we do is because she's a woman, and she's being sexual, and she's been successful. You keep mentioning her success, the degree to which she's taking this all to the bank. Do we punish Donald Trump? Do we punish Lee Iacocca for being successful?
No, but Donald Trump doesn't show up at a social affair bottomless.
Nor does Madonna.
She shows up topless.
And men go around topless all the time.
Oh, please, Adam, let's not get into the discussion of body parts right here. The bottom line is she's pushed it too far, and she's a disgrace.
Before we rejoin our party, let's hear from two other Madonna experts. The first is Dr. Stuart Fishoff, a professor at California State University. He's currently working on a book about stardom, why some people have just gotta have it. The media psychologist specializes in what makes celebrities tick. His studied analysis lets him look right into the mind of Madonna.
Is there anything wrong in somebody wanting success to this magnitude?
No. It takes a certain kind of single-mindedness to want to achieve the stature that she wants. But for the most part, I think it's what drives people and whether they have a life outside of their stardom. I think there's nothing wrong with ambition. There is something wrong with blind ambition.
What happens when Madonna runs out of track? Is this a classic case?
That's a tragic question. I mean, right now, she's a kind of a rebel without a pause. She's just going on and on and on in her one-trick pony style. I see Madonna reaching a point where a suicide gesture would not be surprising because her sexuality is going to run out and she can't continue that. I mean, otherwise she becomes a grotesque caricature of herself. So long as she can maintain her kind of physical allure and the makeup and the energy that she expends, she can still play that neurotic card. That's not going to work forever, unless she gets a more diversified ego portfolio and she opens up other avenues for her talent. It doesn't look like acting in films is it yet. She's going to find herself in a dark corner of her mind, and that's where she doesn't want to be. And I think it's at that point that she might make some kind of gesture toward suicide, as a cry for help, as relief from the pain.
Sobering words indeed, and let's hope that it never comes to that. But I think we all prefer to look on the bright side, and there is more than one way to view a star. Our second guest is a respected astrologer who discovered some amazing surprises in Madonna's chart. Our own shining star, Eleanor, has television's top stargazer in her sights.
Yes, Robin. Now, Joyce Gilson looked into Madonna's future, into her ultimate fate when she studied her astrological profile. Joyce, what is the most stunning revelation that you found in the stars for Madonna?
Well, the most stunning revelation is, first of all, that she is going to be involved in a lawsuit involving some contracts that she was involved in. She's going to be a hostile witness. Secondly, a lover is going to write a tell-all book, telling all, not just about Madonna's sex life, which of course we know a lot about, but about the contract. She has not been paid probably as handsomely as she has announced she has been.
My goodness.
So maybe she's not worth all those millions.
Okay, now what about men? Is she going to get back with Sean Penn? Is there going to be another man to fill his place? What's that?
There's always going to be men for Madonna, of course. But let's look, really, what she's looking for is a good relationship, and she's probably going to want a child. She's not going to look at about the men that are around her right now. She's maybe going to look at a sperm bank, or even consider, yes,
a sperm bank.
A sperm bank, or artificial insemination in some way. However, I do think in about 3 or 4 years, she's going to get married to a very average man, probably an accountant type. Now, this doesn't mean he might not be a mega millionaire, but he's going to be kind of a brown-shoed kind of a guy.
Now, will she have a child after all these attempts?
Yes, I
With the
believe
husband or with the sperm bank?
Well, sperm bank, I think. She's going to in normal order of Hollywood, child first, then husband. But she's also going to have other children. She is going to be breaking new artists, and while she's not going to be on top forever.
Yes, that was my last question. Do you think she'll always be on top like she's been for the last decade?
I think that she's going to be somewhat, her career is going to parallel Frank Sinatra's. She's going to be on top, then she's going to pull back, but she's going to be launching new artists. She's going to be probably on the cover of Forbes. She's going to be very interested in health concerns, not just AIDS, but she is going to make victimization or take that to a new high, some maybe health scare that she has that really makes the public look at something else beside the AIDS epidemic.
So you think Maverick will do well, her company?
I think her company will do very well. I think she'll change advisors. I also think she'll do a duet with Michael Jackson because both of them will need a comeback.
Well, thank you so much, Joyce.
Thank you.
All right, from all of us at the Palladium nightclub in New York City.
I'm Eleanor Mondale. Thanks for being with us.
And I'm Robin Leach with the last word to Madonna. Now, we gave you an opportunity to respond. We're sorry you chose not to, but anyway, we all wish you the best of luck. May your successes long continue. We're now going to let our party rock on with Madonna's favorite dancer from the Blonde Ambition tour, Slam, and his debut song, Bring It. Good night!
Touch your lips, feel your breath. I'll tell you this feels fresh. Got a sensation inside of me. It's kind of like taking ecstasy. What you do to me, baby? Yeah, that's right. Feels so good to me, baby. Close to me.